Hello and welcome back to the English Confidence Podcast. I'm Harrison McKenzie, and if you're a high-performing international tech professional working remotely across different borders and time zones, this episode is for you. Because today we're diving into something that's been probably on your mind more than you would like to admit. Is my English holding me back? And more importantly, what can you do about it? So let's unpack this together. This is the silent career barrier that no one talks about. You might be someone who has nailed the qualifications. You've built amazing products and you've hit every deadline. But when it comes to leading meetings, presenting updates, or even just making your voice heard across the Slack thread or a large Zoom meeting, something holds you back. It's not your technical skills. It's not your intelligence. It's how you show up and present your professional skills in English. And if you're working remotely in tech, where communication is visibility, is credibility, then that barrier becomes your ceiling and a wall. And that ceiling stops you from getting promotions. That ceiling stops you from getting leadership opportunities. And it stops you from improving your income. Because here is the truth. Your English doesn't have to be perfect to unlock your career potential. It has to be clear, it has to be confident, and it needs to sound credible. And the good news, you can build that with the right focus. The three invisible confidence gaps that have been blocking your progress. In my work helping international professionals across the tech world, from developers to project managers to UX leads, I found that English barriers don't usually show up in vocabulary or grammar. They show up in confidence gaps. And there are three that come up time and time again when I'm helping my students. The first one is the message impact gap. This is when you know your stuff, but when you speak, your message gets lost in too many words, to filler phrases, or overly complex explanations, and your message gets muffled and confusing to your listeners. So your voice fades in meetings, not because you're wrong, but because you're not landing your ideas assertively and clearly. The second gap is the meeting confidence gap. This is when you are someone who is smart, you feel ready, but when the pressure's on, like in a stakeholder update or a sprint demo, you freeze, you rush what you're going to say, you ramble, you finish and think, that didn't land how I wanted it to. This isn't about your shyness. It's about your ability to perform under pressure, especially when English isn't your first language. And the next gap is the accent clarity gap. This one's a tricky one because you've got a strong message, but you're worried that your accent is going to make it harder for people to understand you. So you might speak softer and slower, or you might overcorrect and constantly correct every mistake you make. Or worse, you stay silent. But confidence doesn't mean sounding native. It's about sounding and being clear, proud, and strategic in how you speak. The career consequences of staying quiet. Let's be real for a moment. The tech world moves fast. There are new inventions, more and better innovation all the time. So if you're not communicating clearly and confidently, then you're invisible. I've seen so many of my students who are brilliant engineers get passed over for team lead roles because they were seen as quiet, unclear, or shy, when in reality they were just filtering every sentence in their head first because they were so worried about many of the issues I've already explained. I've worked with a data analyst who always had the best solution in the room, but she repeatedly doubted herself in English too much to speak up first, so her colleague got the credit. This isn't fair, but it's a real thing. And if you're listening to this and thinking, yes, that's me, then I want you to know something. Your English confidence isn't a fixed trait. It's a skill. And like any skill, you can build it. Just like you built your tech stack. So what to do first to build your confidence, for fluency? Where do you start? Well, what you don't want to do is to work with more grammar books, not with pronunciation drills. First, start with visibility and simplicity. So here are two small but powerful moves. Own your message, but not your accent. Before your next team meeting, write down one key point that you want to share and practice saying it out loud once, twice, 3 times. Not perfectly, but confidently. Say something like this. From the user data, I suggest we prioritize feature X in this sprint. It will solve the drop-off rate. You don't need to use complex language to sound smart. What you need to do is to speak with clarity and conviction. Next is a simple fix. To slow down to speed up. When you're nervous, many of us speak faster, but the faster we speak, the more likely we are to lose our meaning. So practice inserting small pauses in between each idea. Even just 2 seconds of silence will help your brain catch up and allow your listeners to lean in. This is especially important on Zoom meetings where clarity is everything. So, the career you want is just one confident conversation away. If you've ever left a meeting thinking, I could have done better, you're not alone. But don't stay stuck in a cycle of self-doubt, because your technical brilliance deserves to be heard, seen, and respected in every room, in every review, and every promotion board. And if you're ready to start making your English a career advantage and not a weakness, I'd love to help you take the next steps. You can download my free training where I will give you the same sort of tips that have helped many professionals like you start transforming the way they communicate in just 1 week. Or if you're ready to go deeper and work with me personally, check out the link below to book a free 20-minute strategy session to see how I can best help you achieve your goals and finally be able to speak with confidence and earn more money in the process. So let's unlock your voice and your next big opportunity. Thanks for listening. Speak soon.